Enlarging my conversation. Interpersonal Communication Project, Liberty University, HSER 508, Alvina, Copeland. Next slide. My name is Alvina Copeland. I reside in Hampton, Virginia. I am married with 3 beautiful children with 1 on the way. I was a former behavioral counselor with the Hampton and Newport News Community Service Board, and now I am currently a proud homemaker for my family. Next slide. Before we begin, we need to define what interpersonal communication is. According to Stewart, interpersonal communication is the type or kind of communication that happens when people involved talk and listen in ways that maximize the presence of the personal. Next slide. Overarching goal: enlarging the conversation. My overarching goal is to utilize the basic listening techniques given by Dr. James Peterson to assist me in learning how to effectively listen to others when they speak, as well as monitor the words I use and the manner in which I use them to ensure that I master the necessary skills needed to be an effective communicator. Allen states that effective listeners were aware of their personal biases and were better able to avoid making automatic judgments about the speaker and to avoid being influenced by emotion-charged words. They also tended to listen to ideas rather than specific facts in a message. Next slide. Interpersonal communication skills test results. My overall results, I received a 45 out of 100, and it read, according to my score on the test, my communication skills were average, leaving plenty of room for improvement, which I'm very aware of. I've scored somewhere in the middle on the communication scale. Not picture perfect, but not at the bottom of the barrel either. I already have some skills and have shown the potential to master the communication process. However, some time and concentrated effort is needed to develop these abilities even further. Communication plays a significant role in the impression you make on others. It also influences your self-esteem, assertiveness, and social adjustment. If you want to reach your full communicating potential, all it takes is a little know-how and effort. Like most things in life, practice makes perfect, and you're already halfway there. So as the results show, that I'm halfway there, but I still have room for improvement. Next slide. My specific blend is IS or SI. Because I'm a people-oriented person, I'm more comfortable working with people rather than working on tasks by myself, which has negative and positive outcomes, such as a positive outcome is my compassion for others tends to help people feel supported and welcome, as well as my ability to comfort them. A negative component is I tend to disable my ability to be creative and sometimes become dependent on the ideas of others. I also tend to make decisions based on how others would feel or view me if they didn't agree. And this can be a major disabler because I have so many ideas, or even in a conversation where I can help someone or support them, I kind of won't say anything to avoid just their reactions. Next slide. Potential barriers and solutions. According to Styles of Listening stated by Burley Allen, my potential barriers include the faker. Fake attention because they think they're pleasing the talker. Yes, I sometimes, when someone is talking, I have difficulty paying attention. I may nod my head or smile. In actuality, I have a lot of things going on in my mind, and I'm not really focused on what it is they're talking about. And a solution to this that I found to be useful is to use parathinking. Is when you put the talker's thoughts, which include ideas, views, observation, facts, and perceptions, into my own words. And by doing this, I will be able to better relate to what the person is saying. And I also have the interrupter, bringing up something that doesn't relate to what the talker is saying. This is often done when the talker is discussing something the listener is uncomfortable with and feels threatened by. I have difficulty with this, especially in my marriage. And sometimes when my husband is talking about something and I know he's right, I kind of try to change the subject, or I bring up something else. And I know that is a very major barrier. And a solution to that is where I could own my own feelings. When a strong emotion pops up in me while listening, I will share it, but keep it to a few words and get right back to the talker's story. And that way I won't avoid his point of what he's trying to say, and that way I can get out how I feel, and we both can come to a mutual agreement. Next slide. Noise pollution. There is various aspects that pollute our minds and our conversations when we're engaging. Some of the eternal noise pollutions would be random thoughts of bills or church events or schoolwork. A solution that I found to this issue is clearing my mind, or relaxing before starting tasks and engaging in conversations. Clearing my mind and relaxing allows me to think clearly, to focus on what's at hand rather than things that half of the time I can't change. And some external noise pollution would be my children needing attention. It could be the television up too loud or on too long, or even health issues, not feeling well. And a solution to that would be setting a logical time where distractions can be minimized. You can either turn off electrical devices and practice good health habits such as eating the right foods and getting enough rest, which is very important. Next slide. What can I do to improve my interpersonal communication skills? Well, I believe the first thing I could do is admit my faults and that I need help. First, I know I have to recognize that there is a problem, and I'm very aware of that, and I understand that I lack a lot of positive communication skills. And the second thing I believe I could do is accept change. Accept the fact that there's an issue, and welcome ideas and suggestions that could help me to be a more effective communicator. And also, according to Burley Allen, I can keep an open and curious mind, listen for new ideas everywhere, integrate what I hear with what I already know, and be aware and listen to others with my total being. And as mentioned with the barriers, just avoid issues that are not at hand, things that I can't change, or things that aren't as important as to what is presented to me at the time. Next slide. And these are my references. I have Burley Allen, Carbonell, Peterson, and Stewart. And thank you. And this is Alvina Copeland, and this has been my interpersonal communication project.